Now at 5:30 on WKYT this morning, police are questioning the parents of the boy who fell into the gorilla enclosure in Cincinnati over the weekend. We'll have more on that controversial story just ahead.
Also, city officials are seeking the public's input about the new plans for Lexington's old courthouse. We'll have details on when that meeting will be, what's expected to be discussed coming up.
And multiple Lexington businesses were broken into overnight. We'll have what police are saying about those break-ins ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome. It's good to have you with us on WKYT Wednesday, June 1st, Statehood Day here in the Commonwealth. And I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. And it's that time of year again, you know, and the weather's just up and down, up and down. You never know what to expect. And so what, it's going to get colder?
Yeah, well, Micah knows what to expect, and we will see some changes. Let's check with him.
Yeah, and big changes, too, as we slide off towards your weekend. We'll start to see those temperatures take a dive. Now, remember, these aren't big changes in terms of you're going to be cold every day. It's not like that. It just gets it back toward average. We haven't been to average in quite some time. There's Defender Radar Network. Nothing going on this morning. We are cool. We are mild and calm. 65 degrees there in Lexington as you walk out the door. 87 by the afternoon. Now, afternoon off into the evening hours, that's when you could see a couple of rumbles of thunder. I believe the evening and nighttime is your best bet. And we'll also have more storms in the forecast, too. But are we looking at any severe weather? I'm going to talk all about that in your 7-day coming up in about 10 minutes.
And we'll see you then. Let's get to the news. Police say they're planning to question the parents of a young child who fell into that gorilla exhibit at the Cincinnati Zoo over the weekend.
Zookeeper shot and killed the gorilla who pulled the child through water. And of course, the whole thing has sparked a lot of controversy. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk this morning with the most recent developments. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Michelle. Some people are so angry that the rare 17-year-old gorilla was killed, they're now threatening to kill the parents of the 4-year-old who fell into the gorilla's exhibit. After the gorilla was shot on Saturday, police said they would not charge the parents. However, they now say they are trying to figure out if the parents should be charged. Police say their investigators are trying to figure out if the parents were negligent or reckless. On Saturday afternoon, the 4-year-old boy climbed through a barrier and fell 15 feet into the gorilla exhibit. Harambe, a 400-pound silverback gorilla, was shot and killed by zookeepers after he grabbed the boy and started dragging him through the water. A woman who claims she was near the family says she heard the boy tell his mother that he was going to go into the exhibit and that the mother told him that he would not. When the mother turned to her other children, the witness says the 4-year-old then climbed into that gorilla habitat.
We, as visitors, have a responsibility to be paying attention, keeping tab on members of our family, not being distracted by technology.
I'd bet my life, that that child would not have been here today. I guarantee you, with how I know that gorilla already acted, because I saw his face, I saw how he acted.
Police say they are not investigating the Cincinnati Zoo. They are only looking into the parents. They want to know what they were doing before their 4-year-old dropped into the exhibit and Harambe was killed. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you. Obviously a story that is stirring a lot of debate and conversation. We appreciate your update there for us. Rescue crews are searching for a southern Kentucky man who disappeared when his canoe capsized in a river. Investigators say the 70-year-old man was in the boat with his son last night when it hit a tree and flipped in the Rockcastle River. That was along the Laurel-Rockcastle County line. The man's son made it to safety. He says he never saw his father resurface. Rescue crews say they've had trouble getting to where the boat capsized because of rough waters.
We've got the Laurel County EMS and Rescue Squad. They're upriver in a Zodiac and trying to access where the canoe flipped over at. My understanding is there's some rough water and they're trying to get another access to get closer. They actually put in at the I-75 bridges. We're canoeing, going camp tonight, then take out tomorrow.
The Laurel County Emergency Management Director says the missing man is from Eubank in Pulaski County.
We now know the name of a 17-year-old Laurel County girl who died when her ATV crashed. We now know the name of 17-year-old Laurel County girl, like I just said. Investigators say Shavannah Boyles later died at the hospital after the crash Monday night on South Old Whitley Road. They say another 17-year-old who was driving the ATV was injured but was later released from the hospital.
The ATV was going down a hill and came into a left-hand curve, couldn't make the left-hand curve, traveled over about a 15-foot embankment.
Friends say Shavannah owned the ATV. They say recently she had talked about the brakes on the vehicle not working properly. Friends say she would have been a senior at South Laurel High School in the fall.
We're learning some more about a shooting that injured 2 women in Knox County. Police say 38-year-old Brian Bunch shot the women Monday night at a home on Bailey Hollow Connector Road. Police later arrested him and they've charged him with attempted murder. At last check, both women are in critical condition at the University of Tennessee Hospital in Knoxville. A family member of one of the victims says she is shocked by what happened.
She actually has 3 young children. She didn't deserve it, no, by no means.
Police say they still are not sure what led to the shooting. Bunch declined to talk with us from jail.
New this morning, police are looking for a man after an overnight gas station robbery in Lexington. It happened just before midnight at the Marathon gas station on South Broadway. Police say a man who had his face covered went into the store. They say he demanded cash, and when the clerk wasn't fast enough, he hit her with a gun. He took off with some cash. Police say the clerk was not injured. Also new on WKYT this morning, another local business has some cleaning up to do after an overnight break-in. Someone smashed through a window at Brooklyn Pizza on Keithshire Way in Lexington. Now, this is the second time this week that store has been broken into. Police are trying to find the burglars who broke into a couple of Lexington businesses. They say Missy's Pies and the Black Market in Chevy Chase were both broken into overnight yesterday. At Missy's, the burglars didn't get much, but because of the break-in, the store couldn't sell more than 100 pies that had already been made. Investigators say cash was stolen from the Black Market. The store's owner says she won't let the burglary stop her work. Lexington city officials are seeking input on the plans for the old courthouse.
Yeah, the new plans for the old courthouse. There's going to be a public meeting today regarding the renovation of the Main Street Courthouse, an iconic fixture in downtown. WKYT's Hillary Thornton has details of that meeting. Good morning, Hillary.
Good morning. City leaders plan to answer questions and discuss the $30 million renovation for about an hour later today here at the Fifth Third Bank Pavilion in downtown Lexington. The former Fayette County Courthouse has been sitting empty for about 4 years now. Last week, city leaders first unveiled the plans explaining $8 million of the renovation is coming from state and federal historic preservation tax credits, while $22 million has been approved in the city's current year budget. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray says this will be a revenue-generating and self-sustaining project. Possible tenants for the renovated space in the heart of downtown include a Chef Weta Michael restaurant, Visit Lex, Breeders' Cup offices, as well as the city's Convention and Visitors Bureau, while plans for the top floor include space for weddings and other events. The city did receive money to deal with some environmental concerns inside of the building that was built back in 1898. Now, work on the more than a century-old building is expected to be complete by the spring of 2018. That public meeting out here at the pavilion, which does sit right next to the old courthouse, is set to take place at noon today. Live in Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
All right, Hillary, thank you very much. 5:39 on WKYT. Governor Matt Bevin will make an announcement this morning about a plan to make dual credit programs free for high school students. Dual credit allows students to receive both high school and college credit at the same time for certain classes. The initiative will provide Kentucky school districts with $15 million in funding to make dual credit opportunities free for high school seniors. It applies to this coming year's seniors as well as next year's. Kentucky's Attorney General, the office has once again filed a lawsuit against a Scott County cemetery and its owner. Attorney General Andy Beshear says Crest Lawn Cemetery took thousands of dollars from customers for grave markers but didn't install them. He also said the owner, Dale Shackelford, violated Kentucky's Consumer Protection Act by not maintaining the cemetery. People with loved ones buried there say they have been waiting for a year for the grave markers.
It's 2016 and we've still yet to see that marker placed. We have a piece of paper with tape on top of the marker in order to know where he's at.
The Scott County Sheriff's Office and the Commonwealth's attorney are now looking into possible criminal charges in the case. Shackelford has owned the Crest Lawn Cemetery since 2014.
General Mills has announced that it's recalling around 10 million pounds of flour. The company says the flour has possibly been linked to an E. coli outbreak in 20 states. The recall covers multiple varieties of flour, including Gold Medal and Signature Kitchens. General Mills says E. coli has not been found in any of its flour products, but the recall is out of caution. Investigators say half of the people who got sick used flour before feeling ill. We have more information about the recall at WKYT.com. A longtime Jessamine County store will soon be going out of business. According to our news partners at the Herald Leader, Carpenter's Dish Barn on US 27 plans to close by July 1st. Owners tell the newspaper they're shutting down because the store is in the way of the planned redevelopment of the Nicholasville bypass. The Dish Barn has been in business for 60 years. Kind of sad to hear.
A very well-known business, right? I mean, you know, anyone who grew up in this region remembers that is a place to go. Time this morning is 5:41, and let's check live drive traffic this morning and see what is going on out there bright and early. And you're, as we say, clean and green out there right at the moment. No reports of any problems right now, delays or issues. We'll keep you informed if we get into the morning and anything pops up. Right now is a look at I-75 up the way, and you're looking at Man of War as well as Winchester Road, and then heading up to the southern split this morning. There's I-75 at Bryan Station, Paris Pike. Everybody looking good, moving along fine this morning. There's Newtown Pike for folks who may be making their way over to the airport for early flights this morning. No reports of any trouble. And a lot more news coming up for you on your Wednesday morning.
A California company is bringing nap time to you. Find out more about the company's nap pods when we come back on WKYT This Morning. Hey, we need these.
I was just about to say that. That'd be nice to have those here. Look, it's going to be warm, but it also looks like a stormy pattern takes shape later on today. I'm going to show you that in your forecast and also talk about all your events, how to plan around these storms coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
You know, all looks well this morning as you're walking out the door. There's no problems outside. I haven't heard anything on the roadways, so there you go. Roadways are good. No rain falling across the region. We do have a couple of sprinkles far southern Kentucky there in southern portions of Wayne County. But other than that, we're good to go as you walk out the door. Another awesome sunrise here in Lexington. How cool is that shot? It was much better yesterday, yes, but still, that's pretty good sunrise right there at 65 degrees. As you're walking out the door there in Breathitt County, we're at 66, Morgan County, then go off into Lee and Owsley. All looks well early this morning, maybe even some valley fog once again. Let's talk about this big event that's going on there tomorrow off through your Saturday. US 25 yard sale. If you're anything like me, you're always looking for bargains. We were talking about our experiences with some yard sales. Pretty funny, but nonetheless, here's what you're going to be dealing with. Let's go through it. So Thursday, kicking off tomorrow. And let me just go ahead and tell you this. I have been here for about 4 years now, and I've never, ever seen a US 25 yard sale without thunderstorms. It seems like they're there every single year. That's the way it goes, and you know how it goes. You got to bring them on into the garage or just put a tarp over them. But you're going to have to dodge a few more storms tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. But it all depends on where you live. I would still say Saturday is your best opportunity to see some rain, but that's moving back and forth. Yesterday it looked like Friday, Thursday, and Friday, but now it looks like Saturday. Reason being is this front just continues to move southbound just a little bit more. Let me take you through it and show you what's going to be happening there for tomorrow. Let's go through it, okay? So if you're trying to get out and knock out this 25 yard sale, I would say morning hours would be the best bet. Tomorrow, once you hit the afternoon, look what happens. Boom, they spark up, go down 25, and there you go. Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. Then we head off towards your Friday, and Friday doesn't look any better. There you go with some more thunderstorms in the forecast sparking up, but look at that. It looks mainly south of I-64. So it really does show you that some changes coming in with this cold front. We'll be watching this very closely, but all in all, no washout. This is no widespread rain, but you will get some passing thunderstorms to deal with that yard sale with a lot of events going on. You got a cruise on Main there in Harrisburg. So many events going on, but just heads up. Just keep your head up for those thunderstorms.
Hey, as long as we don't drop into the 40s, I don't care.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah,
I'm enjoying this warm weather.
All right, yeah, but cooling down a little bit will be nice too. Thank you, Mike. It's 5:47 right now. All right, have you ever wanted to spend your lunch break maybe curled up taking a nap?
Yes, yes, I have.
Okay.
Well, thanks to a California company, now you can. For $13, you can rest for 40 minutes in the comfort of a nap pod. Napify co-founder Kevin Pham says he is working to bring the benefits of power naps to local businesses and schools. He says in Vietnam and Japan, there is a culture of power napping to prepare for the second half of the day. Now he says companies like Google and Nike already encourage power napping in their business culture. I got to take a picture of this.
Right. You know, it can really be very restorative. You know, it can get you going just 15, 20 minutes or so. Take a little nap.
Look at that.
So,
I say it again, we need those here.
Right.
You know, just take a quick nap.
There you go.
After the show.
The time is 5:48 on WKYT. Bright and early on your Wednesday. Most folks, though, nap's over. Got to get up and go here on this early part of the day.
Coming up, you'll get the stories making news at this hour.
We'll be checking traffic again. We'll see how things are moving along. We have some health news, what's hot on the web and social media, and our top stories on the way. And it's so good to have you with us on WKYT this morning. Good morning. Welcome back into WKYT this morning. 5:52 is our time, rolling towards 6 o'clock here on your Wednesday.
Let's take a look at some of the stories we're working on this hour.
Rescue crews in southern Kentucky are looking for a man whose canoe capsized on the Rockcastle River. And when the boat flipped over last night, the 70-year-old man's son made it to the shore safely, but his father did not. He's been missing for more than 11 hours now.
City leaders plan to answer questions and discuss the $30 million renovation for Lexington's old courthouse. The meeting will be today at noon at the Fifth Third Bank Pavilion.
This video just into our newsroom. There's been another overnight robbery at a Lexington gas station. The Circle K on West Main Street at South Forbes has just been robbed by a man who police say had a shirt on his head and implied that he had a gun.
Health officials are learning more about the first baby born with a Zika-linked birth defect in New Jersey. Hospital administrators confirmed the baby was born yesterday with a smaller head and other ailments. The baby's mother, originally from Honduras, reportedly contracted the virus internationally. Women with migraines have a higher risk of developing cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks and strokes, as well as death from cardiovascular disease, according to a new study.
U.S. and German researchers followed more than 115,000 women. They say migraines should be considered an important risk factor for cardiovascular diseases. New research from the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and the CDC finds there is a big gap in how the U.S. estimates how many children suffer concussions. Currently, concussion cases are based on emergency room visits and information from schools. But the new study looked at 8,000 electronic records of pediatric concussions and found 82% of them were diagnosed by a primary care physician.
And new research finds both the short and long-term exposure to some air pollutants is associated with the development of high blood pressure. The study in an American Heart Association journal looked at pollution from coal burning, vehicle exhaust, and dust and dirt. Let's get a check this hour on today's traffic trouble spots with live drive traffic. Well, we're going to skip that part, but the last I saw it, there we go. It's all good and it's green, and that's good. So time to check with what's making news online this morning with Bill.
It's 5:54, and on WKYT.com, we'll stay on top of the search for the man who is missing in the Rockcastle River after his canoe capsized. Again, his son managed to swim to safety, and they'll really be intensifying their efforts this morning at daybreak. You can also see our story about a Lexington neighborhood on edge. Many people who live in the Cardinal Valley area expressing concern about the safety of their families. Also trending this morning, investigators are now looking into the parents of the child who was dragged by that gorilla before it was shot and killed by zoo staff members in Cincinnati. The mother of the child says she has gotten death threats, and of course this has all stirred up a lot of conversation and debate. As we get word of a child born in New Jersey with the Zika-related birth defects, Kentucky is doubling down with a strategy for preventing problems here. You can check out our story as the state gets information out about how to avoid Zika. The Kentucky-Louisville game will be played just before Christmas this year. Rick Pitino made the schedule announcement about that big rivalry game that will be coming during the Yuletide season. On Kentucky.com, KSU names Aaron Thompson its interim president. Thompson grew up in rural Kentucky and now has a national following as an expert on education and diversity. And a business in operation for 60 years is closing. Carpenter's Dish Barn in Nicholasville closing down because of planned development, and they'll be going out of business by the 1st of July. CBS This Morning is coming up with your Eye Opener. That's at 7. And, of course, we'll have local updates. Join us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter or Instagram. And for the latest, WKYT.com.
Yeah, it's a really good start to the day. It looks great outside and it actually feels pretty good too, so I don't see any issues whatsoever as you are heading off to work. 61 degrees there in Danville. Remember, I haven't heard of anything on 127 BG Parkway, the major interstates, 25. All looks good as you're walking out the door. 67 degrees right now in Lexington. So it's mainly dry. Call it mainly dry by 8 a.m. because at 8 a.m. I can't rule out maybe a stray shower. But for the most part, it's about 95% of us are dry. Warm there by midday at 81 degrees. And then we stay with those warm conditions later on this afternoon at 87. But we're going to take a big tumble as we go throughout the days. I'll show you that with another hour of WKYT News.